Hi everyone, I'm Chet and I'm going to walk you through how to connect your Wattson device to your computer for class using the Max8 app. So the first step is going to be handshaking. These Wattson devices all start up when you first power them up by either plugging in a USB cable, or you can plug in the included battery, or if you want to charge your battery up, you would actually plug in your battery and also your USB cable, and the USB cable will charge your battery up. And so the places to plug the USB cable in, either right here, there's a little receptacle under the button here, and you may plug both of these in at the same time if you wanted to charge up your battery, which is totally fine. You'll want to make sure that your switch is in the on position here. You can tell if you're in the on position by if it's closest to the button. This red light will be on, and so will this green light on the board. Okay. Next thing is that these all start up as Wi-Fi access points. So I want you to look around on your computer's Wi-Fi networks for something called Wattson, and then it'll have some number on it. And you'll want to pay special attention to this number, which is attached to the back of your Wattson and is also broadcasted right here on your discoverable Wi-Fi devices. So let's go ahead and click that. This is going to kick you off the internet. So you're going to want to do this before you arrive to class, so you can duck out of Zoom and disconnect from the internet, connect to this thing. And then I will walk you through how to do this. So you may want to just download this video so you can have it in non-real time or just take notes. All right, this will become second nature for the class. What I'd like for you to do is take a look at week 3, and there's a program called WattsonConnect. And you'll see something that looks like this. And you'll want to set this number to the number that is on your device, but you'll notice that there's not really anything happening, and I am connected with this. Like, what gives? Well, there's a small security thing that I had to design onto these, and so there's a bit of a handshaking, or if you've played that game Marco Polo in the swimming pool where you close your eyes and shout Marco Polo, that's what these things are doing. So you actually have to turn this off, you have to turn your device off, and then turn your device back on, turn the Wi-Fi back on, join the access point called Wattson. And if it's still not working, maybe it really helps to maybe click on this number here and change it to some other number by click, holding, and dragging, and then change it back to this one, and it should re-register. This is pretty important because we, at this stage, now that you've connected to it as an access point, we need to get back to the World Wide Web. And so we need to be able to set your router to the World Wide Web and your computer, and we also need to set this device to your Wi-Fi router. And the way that you do that is through a little module called Wi-Fi Setup. And so you can click this box here for SSID and type in your home's network. I don't mind if you know mine. I mean, you can drive up to my place and get free Wi-Fi if you want, but that's kind of weird. So, don't be creepy. And if you were to save this session by going to File, Save, you would save these credentials in here for next time. You still need to manually connect via Wi-Fi and do this every single time as far as sending this message. But so once you have this, your SSID is the name of the router. The password is, the password for your router. And then click Send, and you'll notice that this appears to not be working anymore. Well, what this is doing is now this device is switched over from your computer's access point to your Wi-Fi router. So now if you join that same Wi-Fi router with those credentials on your computer, you will notice that we're now reconnected. If you need help with this, maybe review these steps one more time And then you can always get my help in a Zoom office hours. Okay, but that is the magic of connecting this device to MaxMSP right now. We're already connected. I may as well go through some of the really cool features for getting data out of your sensors. So now that you're connected to this thing called the core, we are going to take a look at this data through these interconnected patch cords to other objects. And one module is called orientation. What you'll notice as you're like kind of moving this back and forth, that the box is also going to move to correspond with you. So like you're in the computer. It's kind of cool. The sensor module here is going to visualize packet numbers. Probably are not going to be that useful to you. It's just over the connection time, how many packets this thing is sent to your computer. Analog is going to give you 3 options. VBAT is probably also not going to be too interesting to you. It's the voltage of your battery, so you can tell if there's if it's going to go dead. A0 and A1 correspond to the green ports here, respectively, starting from what we would call the top, or the direction that the USB cable is plugged into. So this is 0, this is 1. And so if I were to get a sensor, this one of these pressure sensors, and stick it into this receptacle here, right, we would actually see, and then I stuck it in the 0 one, A0. If I give this a little bit of a press, you can see where my mouse is at, the data going up and down to correspond with that. Now the waveform might not actually correspond with the data because that is a little buggy, but the numbers here will certainly correspond with that data coming in. All right, and then you can do things with that data. And so in this case, we'll learn about a module called range setter, which you can click to learn, and you can sweep an incoming sensor through its range and then uncheck learn, and that will rescale the history of the least value it ever received and the max value it ever received to a new min and max value. In this case, we're rescaling it to 0 and 127, but you can rescale it to like something like 0 and 1,000, and then rescale it to something like a floating point number between 0 point and 1 point. And so it does the math for you automatically. Right? And now that you have your computer connected to your Wattson, we can start to do some amazing things. Thanks.